Hello students, this is Dr. Sneha Sagar from Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, LJ Institute of Pharmacy. I welcome you all in the MOOC lecture series initiated by LJ Institute of Pharmacy. So today in this session we are going to discuss about antiarrhythmic drugs which is included in your semester 5 medicinal chemistry subject. So we'll start with the introductory aspects of arrhythmia. So what do you mean by arrhythmia? Arrhythmia means we can say the lack of the rhythm or the irregular heartbeat. And arrhythmia is an abnormality in rate, origin or conduction, or we can say the spread of the cardiac impulses. The cardiac action potential can be described by this diagram in which phase 0 is the depolarization phase, or we can say the calcium influx phase. So following phase 0, action potential decreases little and Na plus K plus conduction is decreasing. This phase is called as phase 1. So after phase 1 there will be phase 2 in which calcium influx increases and decrease in the potassium influx is observed and plateau is observed. So after phase 2 there will be K plus efflux occurs and membrane potential reaches to the resting level. So this phase is known as rapid repolarization phase or phase 3. So during phase 4 there will be slow depolarization till it reaches to the threshold potential. So these are different types of cardiac arrhythmias. First is extrasystole, in which the premature beat is observed before the next sinus beat. Next type is proximal supraventricular tachycardia, in which heartbeat suddenly increases to 150 to 200 beats per minute. Next type is atrial flutter, in which the higher impulses is observed up to 200 to 350 per minute. Next one is atrial fibrillation, in which rapid continuation and irregular beating is observed in the specialized location of the atria. Next one is torsade de pointes, which is a polymorphic ventricular tachycardia. Another is ventricular fibrillation, in which irregular, rapid and fast beating of the ventricles occur. And the last one is atrioventricular block that occurs because of the blockage in the atrial and ventricular system. So these are the causes of the arrhythmia: alcohol use, diabetes, certain heart diseases, high blood pressure, hyperthyroidism, stress, smoking, and certain dietary supplements as well as medications can cause arrhythmia. So these are all symptoms of the arrhythmia. Like in case of symptoms of tachycardia, we have breathlessness, dizziness, fainting, and fluttering in the chest, or even chest pain is observed, and also sudden weakness is observed. Now, if we talk about the symptoms of bradycardia, there will be chest pain, trouble in concentrating, confusion, dizziness, tiredness, palpitation, shortness of breath, and even the fainting is observed. So these are some symptoms related to atrial fibrillation. In that, patient may have chest pain, breathlessness, dizziness, palpitation, fainting, as well as weakness. So now talking about the treatment aspect, so we have some drugs, antiarrhythmic drugs, which is classified into four different classes. Class 1 is generally the drugs acting on the Na plus channels. It is further divided into class 1A, 1B and 1C. Next is the class 2, which is the generally acting through the sympathetic system. Class 3 is basically involved in the prolongation of the repolarization, and class 4 generally the drugs which inhibit the calcium mediated channels. So next is the structures of the all antiarrhythmic drugs. In that we have class 1 drugs which blocks the sodium channels. In class 1 we have three different subclasses. Class 1A, which is responsible for decrease in the depolarization and it can prolong the repolarization. In that we have quinidine and procainamide. Quinidine is having quinoline ring system. Disopyramide is also a class 1 drug. It is having the pyridine ring system. Next, we have class 1B drugs which shorten the repolarization. In that, we have four different examples: phenytoin, lidocaine, tocanide, and maxilidine. So next class is class 1C. It can slow down the depolarization rate. We have one drug lorcainide in this class. Next class is class 2, which generally acts on the sympathetic system. In that, we have beta adrenergic antagonist sotalol. So our next class is class 3. In that, we have repolarization prolongators like amiodarone. In this particular class, we can also include sotalol and disopyramide. Our last class is calcium channel blockers. In that we have verapamil and diltiazem. Diltiazem is having benzothiazepine derivative. So next, for the synthesis of disopyramide, we have starting materials phenylacetonitrile and 2-bromopyridine. When reacts with sodium amide, it can liberate HBr and form cyano-derivative. Further, it reacts with substituted amino derivative with sodium amide and liberation of HCl. It can produce a cyano-derivative which is attached to the substituted amino group. After the hydrolysis and reacting it with H2SO4, we can get the disopyramide, and further the H3PO4 reaction give us disopyramide phosphate drug. So these are the FAQs from the arrhythmia topic. It can be asked like classify antiarrhythmic drugs, explain the mode of action of each class, write a note on sodium channel blockers as antiarrhythmic drugs, give structure, synthesis and IUPAC of disopyramide phosphate. So these are the reference books: Essentials of Medical Pharmacology by K.D. Tripathi and Textbook of Medicinal Chemistry by Alagar Sami Volume 1. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please do subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. Thank you.